Welcome to Comics from the Future. This is our show we do every single Friday where we preview and you can pre-order the latest upcoming comics. My name is Megan.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Jason, and we are Infinity Flux, a comic shop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, who has the delight to tell you about all the upcoming comics that are still open to order this week.
And we don't go over every single comic that is possibly available under the sun on this show. We sift through many things.
The best of the best.
To show you the best of the best. So if you want to check out more, there's some other websites we'll link you to and that. But let's get into the good stuff.
The good comics.
And a big one kicking off this whole new chapter of the DC Universe. This is DC's Infinite Frontier number 0, which I have a feeling, I don't know if they'll ever do a number 1, but this is a number 0. So this is they do this from time to time. It's kind of a kickoff book or I don't know what you would call it, but it's a beginning bookend of, we had DC New 52, we had Rebirth, now we have Infinite Frontier. It's the whole mess going forward. This is a one-shot, and it kind of goes over a lot of the stories that we're going to be seeing coming up in the future. It's all original stuff. It's not like they clipped out pieces from the books coming up. It's all stories that are going to give you a hint at what's going to be happening.
It's a long one-shot, too.
It is long.
Yeah.
I got to skim through it, and yeah, there's a lot of stories in this. So it's bookended by the story about Wonder Woman and kind of what her new position is. If, we'll show in a second the variant cover. She's kind of become a new god.
Transcended.
She's transcended after the events of Death Metal, which well-deserved. Good job, Wonder Woman. You're now one.
Tiara's off to you.
Yeah. She's kind of up there with the Spectre and the Phantom Stranger and all of the big characters. And so the Spectre's going to give her kind of an overview on, here's the stuff going on in your universe now after Death Metal and all of the craziness that happened at the end of that. So I'll go over real quick some of the stuff that this talks about. We've got a Justice League story that is kind of setting up Bendis's Justice League, what's going to be going on with that. Big emphasis on Black Adam with that. Yep. We have a Batman story. It definitely gives us a hint that maybe we haven't seen the last of the Joker. I know that, in a few weeks we'll be talking about his new series, but there is hints about the Joker coming up. Nubia is back from Wonder Woman, which is really cool. Yara Fleur is making her first, in ongoing DC continuity appearance. We have a return of a really awesome team that we haven't seen in a long time, Teen Titans Academy, which is going to be a new book coming out. There's a hint of that. We've got Superman, a lot of stuff about Jonathan Kent, and maybe he's going to be a problem. We've got Green Arrow is back with Black Canary. We haven't seen Green Arrow in a long time. He's back. Stargirl, Scarecrow, Green Lantern, a big Flash thing happens, and then an epilogue that kind of is and here you go, here's the bigness. This is kind of what's going to be the through line of the big story of Infinite Frontier is on that last page. So this looks really cool. If you're going to be reading any of these books coming up, I feel like you've got to read this. It's going to definitely introduce you to some of the key players. And then we have the variant cover where you do see Wonder Woman in that new role she has with a really cool costume.
Yeah, look at that.
And you find out, is she going to stick with this? What's she going to do with this power? What's she going to choose? Because now she basically is she can do whatever she wants, and she does. So also a really cool kind of kickoff for what Wonder Woman's story is going to be.
So this news I have to add is so fresh. We didn't even have time to talk about it before the show. We're reading stuff all the time. But Infinite Frontier number 1 has been announced. It's supposed to happen in either June or July.
Wow.
Which is far enough out, but it's confirmed that a lot of people were worried about what DC would be publishing after June. So for sure, they're still putting out stuff. But yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah. So okay, so there is a number 1,
and we just hadn't talked about it.
So that's really cool. Hopefully that will maybe pick up on some of the threads that we see between this 0 and that one, and some of the big story elements, because there's a lot. you can tell they're really hinting at some maybe possible series we're gonna get. I know with the Stargirl thing in here, it's like, oh, okay, Stargirl's gonna be back. I think this is really exciting.
Yeah, DC, they're thinking about things far out.
Yes.
And that's just sort of, why I wanted to mention they just, that just got announced on just one little site I found it on. So, but it's a reliable one.
All right, Batman Urban Legends. Did you know, little known fact, there are other characters in the Batman universe other than Batman? And anyway, I joke, this series, it's a new monthly anthology series that is going to highlight some of the other heroes in Gotham. So it's going to be triple sized. I think the first one is 64 pages, so the price is going to reflect accordingly. It's $7.99 per issue. This is going to feature Red Hood, Coal Cash, Harley, Black Lightning, Katana, and I think they're going to be different stories each issue, kind of like Batman Black and White, but these will be in color. So, yeah, pretty cool new ongoing series featuring other characters.
I know that like the Red Hood story, I think they said is like maybe a 6-part story. So every issue of these, you're going to get a little Red Hood, you're going to get a little bit of the Outsiders, but I think this is kind of their new way of, for characters that maybe can't hold their own book, or that they want to explore a little bit more, rather than just doing a miniseries, they get to do some cool stories in this.
And it's going to feature, just like they do with a lot of their anthology series, great creative teams. I know Chip Zdarsky is on it, and lots of other people who've been working on Future State, so it's a chance for them to sort of flex their other stuff as well. So there's a few covers on this. Let's see, we have our B cover as well, and then I don't have the names next to these.
That's the Finch cover.
There you go. I'm just going to use Andy. The C cover.
That's the Kale New cover.
There you go. And I know who this one is coming up. This is the blank variant. And okay, so yeah, all those are available this week, and they'll be out in about a month.
And it is in continuity, unlike Batman Black and White. It's kind of tales from all over.
Right.
These are all like, if you want to continue your story of Red Hood from the previous Red Hood story, his ongoing series, it'll be in this.
True.
All right, now that Future State is winding down, they're releasing some new series, some new ongoing in the original continuity, original timeline DC series, including this new Suicide Squad series. So this is different because Peacemaker takes over as the leader of the Suicide Squad, which I think is really cool. Amanda Waller is back. She is in charge of them again. She kind of lost charge of them at points.
How do you keep a rein on them?
I don't know. I mean, when you put bombs in people's heads, you think that's enough. I mean, it works for everybody who works around here. So in this, where it begins is she sends him into Arkham Asylum to get the assassin from Court of Owls, Talon. Apparently Talon's in there, and she's like, hey, I want him on the team. Go get him. So I always like when Suicide Squad starts out with a smaller team, so you can kind of focus in on them, and then they recruit people.
Yeah.
But, we try not to do spoilers. I only say things that I've read in official solicitations. But apparently, either in this issue or maybe the upcoming one, they're supposed to try to court Superboy.
Connor Kent Superboy.
Yeah. So I think that's out of line.
It'll be weird to kind of get someone who's like morally good on the team,
and who could replace the whole team probably in power set.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's pretty cool. So we also have a variant right there.
It's like they're like planning on doing like a TV show and a movie or something with this character, man.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like John Cena. I love that variant cover. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Next up, we have, it might as well be an ongoing, but it's actually a 10-issue maxi series. This is just called The Swamp Thing, but this is not Alec Holland Swamp Thing. This is a new one named Levi Kamei, I guess, Kamei. He is the first Indian wielder of the Swamp Thing of the Green, but also one of their first major Indian, directly from India characters. And this is after flipping through it, it's very dark. Like, this is your horror Swamp Thing. If you like the Future State Swamp Thing, it's by the same creative team, Ram V, who's doing it. And it is focusing on like a murder mystery, but also a lot to do with the green and kind of the horrible stuff that comes along with that, and rot and all the grossness that comes with plants. But it's cool to see like a whole new Swamp Thing, because as opposed to a bunch of other superheroes, he hasn't had too many roster changes over the years.
Yeah, that's true. They've you think Alex Holland anytime you think Swamp Thing.
Yeah, so this is going to be his first appearance as Swamp Thing in this. And here is the Matina variant cover, which is super crazy looking.
Wow.
Really cool with him in the middle of Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here starts something big. Batman 106. This is the same creative team as the Joker War storyline, if you guys liked that. James Tynion and Jorge Jimenez are back, are still here after the break of Future State.
We're back. They were always there. We just came back to them.
Exactly. They've been working on this. This is a big one. So this starts a new storyline called The Cowardly Lot, and it's going to feature Scarecrow as our new main villain. And Scarecrow's looking super freaky.
Yeah.
Freakier than ever in this. I'll tell you a few reasons why this is big. It's literally big. It's 40 pages long. It's got backup story, Damian Wayne backup story. I'll get to that in a second. It's a $4.99 book now because of its 40 pages. It's got the 2 storyline going on there. We're going to get origins of Peacekeeper 1 and Magistrate in the storyline, which I know we've been really dying to know, reading Future State.
Yeah, this is not Future State, but still dealing with those characters.
Right.
And this is not an official solicitation. This is not a spoiler. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know if you think this is a spoiler. First cameo of Miracle Molly, who is a new villain. We already have Punchline. Well, here's another new villain. She's kind of giving me Snot Girl vibes with her green hair. But
she's got another really cool character design.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And she's part of a high-tech gang of thieves, and I like their name. It's called the Unsanity Collective. So really cool. Probably I can't wait for that backstory. It's going to be really interesting. So back to the backup story featuring Damian Wayne. This is going to lead into April's Robin series, and I read there's going to be a new character, Flatline.
Flatline, yep.
So we don't know if that's going to be in the backup story of Detective Comics 1034. I think it's like rumored that it's going to be in one of those backup stories. So these are going to be, the backup stories are going to be across different issues. So you're going to want to sign up for Batman. If you like the backup story, get in Detective Comics as well.
Yeah, I've seen a panel of Flatline. She looks kind of gothy. And Josh Williamson said in an interview that he's hoping to have Flatline go up against Punchline.
Cool,
yeah. The fight of the lines.
Yes. So I'm really excited for this new storyline. There was so much just love and intensity for Joker War, and I think this is
going to be a big issue.
When you see Infinite Frontier has a few pages that are leading into this, and you see that new Scarecrow, and he's been shown online and everything. But I think finally, he's not a burlap bag on the head guy.
No.
He's really scary looking.
Finally, to match his internal scariness.
Yeah,
externally.
Yeah, very, very horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
But also with this Robin backup, which is interesting, is we haven't seen Robin in a while, Damian Wayne, because he is basically like, I don't want to be Robin anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to embrace my mother's side of the family with the League of Assassins. So he has a whole new suit in this. And the backup story is written by Joshua Williamson, who's going to be doing the Robin series later on. So this is like almost a must read if you want to read the Robin series.
Sure.
And of course, Damian was kicked out of Teen Titans as well.
Well, as should be. He's
a secret president.
He's kind of a bad kid.
If for some reason you dropped Batman thinking that it wouldn't be back, put it back on your list. It's coming back with 106. And let's see the variant cover. There is the variant.
And this is a wraparound cover. So around the back side, you have whole bunch of other people and some new faces on there too.
And Damian's new outfit.
Damian's new it's funny, he's trying to be more like his mother, but he's starting to look more like his dad.
I kind of agree. Very batty and very bat colors.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure that's $1 more or $2 for the variant. So
that's a good assessment just by looking at it.
Okay, so another DC #1 that is beginning is Crime Syndicate #1. This is a 6-part miniseries. And yes, this is the Crime Syndicate from Earth 3. It's going to apparently tell their origin finally. Crime Syndicate, I know a little about them. I don't know deeply about them, though. So I actually wasn't aware that the origin wasn't out there. So that'll be interesting. I feel like this is a good pickup point for me personally, where I can learn more about them. It also has a backup story in it that's going to tell the origin of Ultraman. So some kind of important, interesting things going on in this one. And it does have a nice little variant there showing some members of the Crime Syndicate.
Yeah, Crime Syndicate's interesting, especially because the last time we saw them, Owlman got blown up by Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
Ultraman kind of went into a crazy place with his addiction to kryptonite. Power Ring, who's the Green Lantern stand-in, died. This was all back in like New 52 Justice League. They haven't really been around too much since then.
Yeah.
Also, I want to know their origin. If you're from a world where like bad is good, how do you form a team? It's like, I don't want to work with anybody, but we'll get together to all do bad stuff.
Once again, like our shop works, bombs in the head.
I guess so.
I was unaware
They're
of
efficient.
this.
That's what that scar is. Next is Sensational Wonder Woman. Now, this was originally released as a digital first book, but this is going to be I believe it's a 6-issue miniseries, and it's really here to explore what makes Wonder Woman sensational, or what it really highlighting the character. This is not like in the main continuity of DC right now. But it is written by Stephanie Phillips, who is going to be doing the new Harley Quinn book. And it sounds really good. Wonder Woman gets through, what's his name? Dr. Psycho, the little crazy guy. He's in the Harley Quinn show. Puts her into another reality or another universe or something where things are all mixed up. I know in this first issue, Wonder Woman is kind of like a housewife. Looks really interesting. But yeah, it's just supposed to kind of highlight Wonder Woman as a character, especially timely with like the movie just coming out. I like when they do these little short series. They're good, like evergreen titles to suggest to people. So looks really cool.
They're kind of changing Wonder Woman by, making her like sort of a god, and so it's good that they do this where it's like, oh yeah, and also she's a lot of other things and has been a lot of other things over the era. So.
Yeah, and the variant cover is beautiful. Who is this by? Do we have this on here? We don't have this on here, but it's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Okay, this is really fun. This is Demon Days X-Men, and it is written and drawn, the cover and the interior, by Peach Momoko.
Peach Pits Rejoice! Yes. You've done it!
What was mine called? Peach...
I don't know, Peach Heads or something.
Wasn't
as good.
Momoko Heads.
Momoko Heads. All you Momoko Heads, pop back up. She has her own it's a 5-part series, it's not ongoing. But it is going to be released quarterly in prestige format. So it's going to be bigger than average comic size. But yeah, this is her own series. She's doing everything here, which is really cool. So it is about, you see the character on the cover here, a swordswoman with a psychic blade. And I'm guessing she's
familiar.
Sounds like a certain other purple-haired Psylocke we know.
Well, wait, if you think that sounds familiar, she is going to a town that's been targeted by demons, and the most powerful demon that is targeting this town is something with giant teeth and a long red tongue and eyes that sort of flame out. Maybe like somebody else we've seen. But anyway, this is Peach Momoko's just sort of reimagining of some of the X-Men characters. And I really wish I could show you the inside here, but you can go look at some previews online. You can see a trailer for this even. It's really gorgeous. It's all in her style, and she's sort of inspired by Japanese horror and folklore, and she's definitely bringing that to this story, absolutely. So
I really like that this is, I was talking about it earlier, but I like that they didn't just put her on the main ongoing X-Men series or whatever. They let her kind of craft, like, what is the Peach Momoko world of Marvel look like?
Yes.
So if anything deserves to be like a prestige format thing, it's something where the artist has room to express and go over the top with what they want to do. So I really like this kind of X-Men through her perspective, her view. So.
Yeah.
I agree, because like if the X-Men had to work through her art, or if her art had to work, to fit into the current X-Men, that would be weird. But instead, they're taking the characters and letting it work with her art.
Yeah,
so,
it's the pacing of everything, especially when it's an artist-led thing. Usually they're thinking art first, and so that's hard to do with a main title that's got to really push the narrative. I feel like we're going to get a lot of vistas, a lot of quiet moments, and everything that come when an artist really gets to express themselves.
And people are calling it the Momoko verse.
Oh, good! I can't wait for like all the other books.
I think this is going to be really, really big. This is one I would definitely pre-order. There'll be plenty of copies printed, but I mean, I think that people are going to hear about this late and wish they had pre-ordered.
I agree.
This is one Marvel cannot wait to go to a second printing. They're already priming up the machine for the second
Momoko's already got the covers done.
I do wonder how the quarterly release of it will affect it, but at least issue 1 going to be humongous.
I agree, and it'll be nice to see Momoko spread her wings, so to say, and do more than just a cover. We get to see lots of interiors, lots of her artwork. So variants, let's see them. Okay, we got the Art Germ variant. Beautiful.
It's almost not fair that all the covers are good.
This is going to be the Brooks variant. Not available yet. Hopefully it will be soon. But if you know you want it, if you know you like Brooks as an artist, go ahead and pre-order this. It'll probably be under-ordered because there's no image available yet.
Mark Brooks is an excellent artist.
I know. It's real hard.
They got it released.
Do we at least have the next one? All right, this is the Girihiru variant. Really nice.
Very traditional, illustrative.
Yeah, that's really nice.
The creepy demon mask guy in the background, peeking in.
So, it looks like in the window to like the top left, it looks like Baby Yoda mixed with Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I was thinking Stitch, so I can see that too.
All right, and then we have, what else we got? The U variant. It's a nice action one to break up some of these more intimate moments that we've seen. So definitely a few variants there. Go check them out. Sign up for the series. It's going to be good.
All right, this one couldn't wait to get on the screen because it is non-stop.
We can't hold it back.
No, it's begun. It's not going to stop now. So Marvel is starting Non-Stop Spider-Man #1, written by Joe Kelly, which promises. It's very interesting the way they're trying to sell this. They're saying it is just going to be a very fast-paced Spider-Man story. It's going to begin in Manhattan. It's going to take you all through the world, and it's just going to be fast-paced action
missiles
and mystery and. I mean, that is what they're saying about this. So, new Spider-Man series, if you've been reading the other Spider-Man going, man, this just seems to stop here and there and just slow down. I've catched my breath way too often as I'm reading this, then this one is for you.
They're really setting themselves up when the series ends to be like non-stop Spider-Man finally hit the wall.
They're just going to cross out the non part, and that'll be the
Stop
cover,
Spider-Man.
So it has a bunch of variants. Here is the Alex Ross variant, which is pretty cool.
With Jameson saying, "Bring me pictures of the Spider-Man."
It looks to me like he might be snooping through Peter Parker's pictures. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, here is the Bacalo variant.
Cool. That's a wraparound cover too.
Ah, wow, that's.
It doesn't actually stop. You just keep going around it non-stop.
Continue. There is a blank one, so if you want to get your favorite artist to draw their version of a Spider-Man who cannot stop, that is one.
It's Spider-Man on rollerblades going down a hill. He just can't stop.
No. Dangerous.
Doing a line of cocaine. I'll edit that out later. Here is the LaRoque variant. And then we have the Scotty Young, sorry. No, I missed one. The Lashley variant is not available yet. So Lashley's been doing some pretty cool incentives.
Yeah.
Lately, he did the incentive for King in Black #1.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. Here's the Scotty Young variant.
Cool.
That looks like a Spider-Man who's not stopping.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting attacked by water, by sand, by gas, by explosions, and I mean,
it's like
that matches all his enemies.
Yeah, it's like the Sinister Six, but you don't see them.
Yeah,
they're all off panel.
I don't see the hair, but it's on its way. And then here is the die cut version.
Cool. Yeah.
Which we did already talk about before.
Yeah, so I suppose they're resoliciting it. So typically with die cut, of course, you open it and the Spider-Man stays put, and then all the background appears around him. I don't think we've have an image to show what all is going to be there, though.
No, I think you can find it online, but this is like what it'll look like closed up and everything.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about some more number ones. We've already featured a ton of books, but there's still more coming. So we'll maybe not talk as much about these, but still want to make note. So America Chavez is getting her own 5-issue mini-series that is supposed to really explore her powers. If you saw some of the ads in the back of Marvel books from this last week, it's like her texting with Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and at the end she's like, OMG, just found out about my origin, talk to you later or something. But she has a very unique power set that is kind of weird and confusing, where she can make like star portals and she's super strong, all this. So this is supposed to explore her origin and kind of her power set and what's the range of it. So I think this is going to be really cool. Marvel's really promoting some of their younger characters and their minor characters to bigger roles. And I think America Chavez is going to be a very big one coming up.
This is one to watch for. All of America Chavez's past stuff has been going up in value. Mm-hmm. It's all very undervalued, and just it's hard to find out in the wild. So if you're interested all in the character, or you like to buy things where the value go up, I think this is a good one.
Or if you just like to buy things in general.
She's got a great design to her and her costumes. Red, white, and blue looks good together. Yeah, it just does. So
there's some variants for this too. This is the Hans variant. You can see we're making one of the little portals, and the U variant.
Also, if we learn her origin, often in these origin stories, they bring characters in that they keep around from that point on. So you get first appearances. And, I mean, she's a cool character, but kicking holes, star-shaped holes in the reality that she can jump through. I want to know about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad they've decided, okay, let's round all this up.
I wonder if they ever, if they're now having to make it up, and they're like, man, we really set her up some weird powers. How are we going to link all these things together?
I'm pretty sure that's how it's going. But, I'm sure they're putting some good writers at task on that. So,
all right, this is Deadpool Nerdy 30. I was wondering why they called it Deadpool Nerdy. Because, well, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, Deadpool Nerdy 30.
It's a comic.
Deadpool is turning 30 years old. That's pretty interesting since, I guess, the release of New Mutants 98. It's been 30 years. So this is going to be an oversized issue with, I've been talking about all the ones that are a collection of things today, I feel like, but by various artists and writers, including, I think it's probably Rob Liefeld's going to be contributing to this. So this is going to be several different stories. One will be taking place on his first birthday. One will be like a Molly Ringwald sort of Sweet 16 party, and then another one at his 100th birthday party, so it's definitely time traveling. So must read for any Deadpool fan. And this is just a one-shot. This is also, this is the A cover. This is the Hawthorne variant. There we go. Very celebratory issue right there. And then we have the Liefeld variant. Super cool. You got to get that one if you like Deadpool, and he even drew his feet, so awesome.
At least 3/4 of that left foot.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, that is that issue, $5.99.
Okay, I want to talk about what is going to be a huge indie book from Image Comic by Scott Snyder, Greg Poole doing some of the art, Nocterra. This is interesting. So we were lucky enough, they sent us a preview copy, and I read this last night. It has a lot of potential to get very, very big. It is set in a apocalyptic world, and what the apocalypse is in this world is basically all the lights went out in the world for a little bit, and if you're in darkness long enough, you start turning into like this demonic thing, but it's a biological thing. Okay, and it's been going on for some time. So everyone has to stay around artificial light. There is no more sun. You have to stay around artificial light, or else you're going to turn into these creatures, and these creatures breed. They have their own language. They talk. They're not just mindless like zombies. Well, our main character, as you see on here, she's got a cool outfit. She's got a cool thing on her forehead that lights up. She drives a semi-truck, and she takes passengers between the remaining cities. So she has to ward off the darkness. She has to fight things that try to get in her truck. She has to calm people who are just frightened because this is a scary world. It's been going on for a while. The story narrative is told a little bit in the past. Who is she? Where did she come from? How did this happen? It's told a lot in the present. And it kind of sets up by the end of the first issue. Okay, here's where she's going next. Here's her passengers. Here's possibly a villain. So just huge. A lot of really cool covers on this. A lot of really talented people working behind this. We're going to order a lot of it. I suggest you pre-order. I think the problem is going to be which covers do you want? I mean, look at this A cover. Certain covers, you see them and you know when you're looking through comics years from now, you're going to stop and go, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
This really screams that to me.
Yeah, I mean, this is an all-star cast, too, with Scott Snyder and then Tony Daniel doing the interiors. Like, you know, they both had to take time off from huge gigs at DC and Marvel and everything to do this.
Right, yeah, I mentioned Capullo. He does one of the variants. Yeah. They just got him involved and announced it.
They're BFFs.
Yeah, but yes, Daniel does interiors. So we've got some of these really cool variants. Here is the Jock variant.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's just sort of cooler the more you look at it. It's the outline and the usages of light and shadow and darkness. Check this out, though. The Boss Logic variant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's her headlamp thing?
Yes. So
it's like a miner.
That's one of my favorite. But here's the Capullo variant.
Awesome.
Dealing out some death as best as she can to these evil shadow creatures, these evil shade creatures. And, of course, there is a blank variant available to have your favorite artist do what you want on it or sign it or maybe meet.
Color it all black because it's nighttime.
Yeah. So, Nocterra, I think this is going to be big.
So next up we have the continuation of some of the King in Black stuff. We're getting close to the end of King in Black, but we still got some one-shots and some mini-series to go over. So first up is King in Black Captain America, who, if you've been following it, you know that the Avengers are also in a pretty dire situation. And so this one follows a Captain America. This variant is what they put on the site. Let's see the next one. They said this is the Mech Strike variant. This is not. This is actually the cover to Avengers Mech Strike #1. But just to show you, there is going to be a Mech Strike variant. And then we have the Black History Month variant with Falcon. Really cool. And then we have the Butch Guice variant. So next up, we have King in Black, Wiccan, and Hulkling. So basically, they did not get to enjoy their honeymoon for long after the events of Empire before Null came screeching into Earth. So this kind of is a little bit of a follow-up, kind of not an epilogue to Empire, but like, okay, where did these characters go next? They're really bringing Wiccan and Hulkling into the forefront. We know they're going to be pretty big coming up in this year. So this is the King of Black, Wiccan, Hulkling A cover. We have the Dodderman variant. And then, of course, we have the Peach Momoko variant.
And that's one of the ones that they call Stormbreakers for anyone who's collecting
all the
Stormbreakers one.
Cool.
Yeah. So the Stormbreakers is supposed to be up-and-coming artists. I feel like Peach Momoko has pierced through that very quickly.
She took the fast track to...
She is the Storm.
Yeah.
All right, this is actually a resolicitation. This is Jonna and the Unpossible Monsters. This is I believe, a 5-part series by Chris and Laura Samney, husband and wife creative team. Chris Samney is doing the artwork, and they're both writing it. You guys probably remember this. We did this on a show a really long time ago, but for some reason, probably COVID-related, got held up. So it's by Oni Press, and it is definitely an all-ages book. It looks really cute. It's got some previews available on Previews World, but it's basically set in a world where monsters dominate, and Jonna has lost her sister. Her sister is missing, so she is on a journey to find her sister. It gives me a lot of D&D vibes, a lot of obviously fantasy stories.
It's like a caveman cave girl.
Yeah, it's like
aesthetic.
definitely like cave times. I don't see any futuristic
no.
stuff in any of the stuff I read about it. So
Bonk's sort of manga inspired sister.
Yeah.
Let's see some of the variants. That was the Samney cover, the A cover. This is the Mayhack cover, the B cover. And then we have the D cover. This is the Bartell variant. Super cute. Reminds me so much of Lisa Frank. Yeah. There are more variants on Previews World. These were just some of the ones we thought were the most noteworthy.
We just need dolphins
Sky
making a heart in the background.
Yeah, it's so
cute. Dalmatian.
All right, another indie book coming out from Upshot is Chariot #1. So what is this about? Basically, it's about an old car, a muscle car, sort of secret agent-y muscle car from Cold War times. Mm-hmm. And it's been dredged up from wherever it ended up, and it's so powerful from back then that it's like a new secret weapon for the new era. Mm-hmm. And so it's not Roman style chariot. It is a newer spy hunter chariot.
Okay, yeah, just
oil
spy hunter
and smoke screen and all that. So this is the A cover. And here is the B cover by Diodata.
You can see the sinking car in the background. Mm-hmm. Next up we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, #1, director's cut. I keep wanting to be like cover or printing. No, this is a director's cut. This is kind of an extra sized version of Last Ronin. That has, I believe it has some script pages, some designs, just a lot of bonus stuff. If you liked Last Ronin #1, or if you want to get like a full set and you want to have all the pieces, this looks really cool. They've been doing a great job with like director's cut issues, especially if you're like an aspiring artist or writer or whatever. It's cool to see how a lot of these books are broken down into the script and the pencils and all of that. So.
I'm going to get everything before the #2. No, #2 is actually coming out next week, I believe. Okay, maybe the one after that. This is Marvel Action Captain Marvel #1. We're just going to bust through some of these next ones really quick. These are some issues we don't want you to miss. #2s, 3s, reprints, and collected stuff. So this, didn't we just have?
I feel like we had
Marvel just come out.
She had a series in, I think it was late 2019, mm-hmm. and now they're doing another one.
Okay.
So this is a #1. It is a new Marvel Action Captain Marvel series.
Okay, yeah, Marvel Action series are definitely like pumping out a bunch more stuff right now. Mm-hmm. So it's been on a lot of people's radars. So here we go.
All right, so this is us letting you know, if you don't, Star Wars High Republic Adventures #2 is open order until this Monday. So go ahead and get your orders in, because #1 shocked a lot of people. It had many first appearances, possibly one of the biggest first cameos in High Republic as well.
Yeah, and if issue 3 of the main Marvel series does not feature that character,
right,
then this, the way it's set up in the briefs, is the first full appearance of said character. That's a big deal. It's essentially like if Star Wars, the original thing, was a comic, this will be the first appearance of Darth Vader.
Right.
So definitely want to get this one.
And I will say, lots of people will grab the #1 and then not sign up for the series or whatever. Do not assume the shop you're going to or wherever is going to have as much of the #2 as they do of the #1. It is definitely a smart move to sign up in advance. If you don't have a pull list, well, we're going to give you some info at the end to do that. So
yeah. This is what Comics for the Future is all about. You know, there's certain ones we stop on and we're like, here's why you want it.
Yeah.
This one could have the first full appearance of probably the most major villain of the High Republic.
Right.
So if that sounds good, go ahead and pre-order it. You know, from us, that'd be nice. But if you already have a shop, that's cool. We're glad you watch our show.
Who's doing this? Is this me? Sure, I'll do it. Okay, this is the Avengers 43. We have some Avengers 43 covers coming up. This is... Oh, actually, are these all women's? No, okay.
No.
I'm going to shut up. This is the She-Hulk Women's History Month variant. This is really pretty. The colors are awesome. Kind of reminds me of Michael Cho a little bit. But her hair's looking awesome. And I think she's dressed in the style of 80s?
Yeah, so each of these is going to be they're going to be dressed in the style of their first appearance.
Yeah.
Right.
So She-Hulk's first appearance was in the 80s, so she's dressed like the 80s. There's going to be a Hellcat Patsy Walker one coming up, and I think she's dressed like the 40s or the 30s.
So we just had Black History Month covers. Now we're starting to see the trickle of Women's History Month covers. So this is Avengers 43.
This is the first one. It'll release in early March. It looks like she's on her way to like a board meeting, and then afterwards she throws a jacket off and goes to a Duran Duran concert.
It's really nice. Other Avengers 43 covers is the Alex Ross Timeless variant.
You just thought you were done with these.
I did. I'm so glad that we were wrong, though.
These are so nice, very appropriate, having a Vision cover with WandaVision out right now, of course, so really nice. And let's see what's next. There's another Avengers 43, Ant-Man and Wasp, two-tone variant.
Mm-hmm.
That's very pretty. Who did that?
That looks a lot like Cho.
It does. It's just called the two-tone variant, so really, really, really pretty.
From Stephen Two-Tone.
So Avengers have been having a lot of covers, and they've been increasing them. So 44, just so you know, they're claiming the Phoenix is finally going to reside in someone. There's going to be a new Phoenix. So I do have to say, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, there's a chance at the end of this one, maybe it'll be the cameo of that character. Because you have to wonder why they release so many covers. So not guaranteeing it, but I just want people to know that by 44 it's supposed to happen. So
next up is Gwenom versus Carnage. This is the...
What a cool series.
Yeah, this is the number 3 of the 3-part series. This is the LaFuente variant. And all of these covers have been so good.
I wonder if LaFuente gets a lot of Napoleon Dynamite jokes.
It's LaFonda.
LaFonda.
Okay, this is King in Black Thunderbolts number 3, which is the final issue of that little mini-series. This is the Gonzalez variant. We thought it was cool enough. I mean, just look at the color makes me want to spiral.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So, just want everybody to see that one.
I like that there's like a Daredevil Funko Pop right in the bottom right hand.
I see that, yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, then we have Avengers Next Strike number 2. This was way more popular than I expected.
Yes.
So I think they just released they announced a line of pops for it. Or something. Yeah, I think that's part of it. At least one of my customers told me that. So Avengers Next Strike number 2. This is the artist variant. Another one to sign up on the series if you got number 1 and liked it.
Next up is Blade Runner 2029 number 3. Apparently Peach Momoko still has, I'm guessing she did the whole line of these, so this is probably some of her last work you'll see from Independence, since she went exclusive to Marvel. Had a lot of people pick this up, either Blade Runner fans or just big Peach Momoko fans who have to complete everything, but really, really nice cover.
Right, announcing Star Wars High Republic number 2 second print. Just go ahead and sign up for it now because it's going to fly off the shelves of every comic store. You know, and it's a decent cover. It's a good cover. It's not like a 10, but High Republic is just hot, and every issue has first appearances, and then when they do these later prints, it's a lower print run, and then, you know, year to 5 years from now, everybody's paying through the nose for it. So just pre-order it. Pre-order a few of them now.
It's very interesting because we've had, you know, many Star Wars series in the past, but this one we know has a TV show with Star Wars Acolyte coming out. But it's still a few years off, so all of this stuff, High Republic, I feel like it's just bundling up before it, and everyone's going to be like, what's going to appear in this? But on top of that, just High Republic stuff is great reads, so really, really good.
Oh, missing again. Amazing Spider-Man 58, second printing variant. Another one, it'll be under-ordered because there's no image available, so a lot of our customers like to collect second prints, so if you're one of them, here you go.
Finally, this is just super cool that this even exists, that they're making. This is a comic box for Alien, since Marvel has the rights. They're, you know, I think by the time this comes out, we'll probably have Alien number 1, but they're giving you this awesome box that you can put all of your Alien comics in. So we will be getting this at the shop. I don't think we mail these.
No, we cannot mail these.
We cannot mail them, but if you're local, you'll definitely want to get one of these alien boxes.
We just like to let people know stuff that's coming out, even if they have a local shop.
Go tell your local shop, hey, I want that alien box.
I do have to say, shame on you, Dark Horse. Why weren't you selling these boxes all these years? We were going to order so many of these. Because even if you don't put alien comics in it, put some other valuable in it. It's warning people. You don't necessarily want to reach in.
Don't open this box.
Yeah. So.
I mean, and I'm going to put all my Dark Horse alien stuff in here. And
there you go. Right.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. That is a good point. All right, and that is our show.
We did it again.
Yep. Thanks to everybody for watching. Whether you watch us on Facebook Live when we first record this, afterwards we put it right up on YouTube. We get the show up as quick as possible. We really appreciate it. This is your chance to find out about comics while they're still open to order, which is the best time to order. We're retailers. We put this show together because we're so sad people keep trying to order stuff from us after the order window is closed.
We feel bad when people come in and they're like, hey, do you have any more of Amazing Spider-Man 55?
Yeah.
And we're like, sorry.
We placed our order at so many over what people asked, and then people just filled that up, and now you're, late. That's why we put the show together. We hope it helps people. So far, we've had a great response. We're almost up to 500 subscriptions on YouTube. So thank you all very much for spreading around the joy of comics that we try to bring to you.
Yes, and if you don't know, we do the show every Friday, and we'll be doing it again next Friday, so definitely like, subscribe, and do all that so you will get a notification when our videos come up, and we're going to leave some info for you if you need to contact us to pre-order anything.
We also do a show every Tuesday where we take a break. We get the comics early in the day. We're bagging and boarding all day. We read the comics, and we do a spoiler-free review show. We will tell you about what comics are coming out the next day. It's also a very popular show, so tune in on Tuesday for that as well. Well, thank you very much, and from Infinity Flux, have a great rest of your day.
Don't know what to do my hands.